So then the other thing from yesterday when you guys were talking about it, as I was watching you, you, Jason, particularly had concern about the Verizon, as you could probably channel me that it's Verizon.
Yeah.
Human. But the one I ordered online is, as I understand it, is just an unlocked phone that also does Fi, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not really an issue. It's only going to be sold through Verizon, but I can use it on AT&T, right?
Well, here's my concern with Verizon. This is definitely something that I want to make sure we talk about because there's a few different levels on this. My main concern is if Google's intention, if their ambition with this is to come out with this new lineup of phones Hiroshi Lockheimer said on Twitter, alluded to something about this being at least looked back upon in the future as a historic moment, much in the same way that the launch of Android was 8 years ago. I don't know if I necessarily buy that, but I think part of his reason for saying that is that this is the point in Google's history where Google takes control over its hardware and puts a stamp, puts hardware out there that they hope can be seen on the same level as something like Apple's iPhone or Samsung's Galaxy devices. If their goal is to do that, if what they want is market penetration, they want people, not just enthusiasts who are fans of Google and Nexus and all that, they want everybody to suddenly consider this a real player in the field, then they need to position their devices in the places that consumers are going. And if you've got a Verizon exclusive, that's not going to reach everybody. Totally limits their reach. Selling it through the store is fine. Through their online presence is fine. Selling it through Best Buy, that's great. People can go into Best Buy. But so many people get these phones through the carriers that if you're only showing it at a Verizon, then, you're going to lose in your ambitions of making this a fully penetrated, device that everybody wants. It's just not going to happen.
Maybe they don't want to do that the first one out the gate.
Maybe that could be the case, yeah.
Although I did see, so I think The Verge was reporting that the Verizon version of this will not have Verizon crapware on it.
Good.
So that was hopeful. Although you won't be able to get it until Tuesday, I believe, when you can order it. Oh, yesterday was Tuesday. Can you order it on Verizon now?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that.
Is it this Tuesday or yesterday Tuesday? When I travel, I forget all days.
Yeah, understood. Duncan, you and I were talking about this a little bit prior to the show, and you were kind of positing that maybe part of the Verizon exclusivity, maybe there's something in that deal that dictated the fact that you would be able to get instant updates on these devices, and that maybe there wouldn't be bloatware on there.
Yeah, we were discussing that with them. It seems to be in all the launch markets, they've partnered with just one carrier. And in a lot of instances, it seems to be, in inverted commas, the premium carrier. Certainly in Australia, they've partnered with Telstra, which has a love-hate relationship, very similar to Verizon with many of their customers. And so I wonder if by making those exclusive deals, you're the only ones to have the best Android phone, the Google phone, if they leverage that to say, but you don't touch it. You sell it, but there is no carrier branding, there is no bloatware, there is no contacts apps. It is as it comes. You let the updates go straight through to us, to the customers, just like Apple does. They launched their first phone with a single provider. Maybe it's a similar program. Maybe their hope is to get it right this first time and then say to everyone else, right, if you want this same deal, you can have it. Have it exclusive 1 year, and then the following years, perhaps everyone else will comply.
Yeah, and that's the hope. That's certainly been one of the challenges for Android in general, kind of the deal that made with the devil years and years ago, where you get these Android devices on all the platforms and you don't get the fast updates. Who's at fault there? That can be debated, but in this case, it's Google behind the scenes, and they're touting this from a promotional standpoint as being updates as fast as they come from Google, direct from Google. So if they've got it on the Verizon platform, I have to imagine if that's their marketing, that they're going to play, that's going to ring true for Verizon. And then the other complaint is, of course, kind of that bloatware. Also, Verizon's really good about making sure that their Verizon logo is somewhere on the phone. It's usually very, very big and kind of an eyesore. Any images that we've seen here do not show that. So maybe that's part of the deal. Maybe the fact is this time Google did what it needed to do to work out that relationship in the same way that Apple was able to do years ago.
And with the same announcement of where they'd be retailed, where they'd be through carrier stores, they said you will be getting the update straight from us, monthly updates. So you can't.
That is key.
You can't say that.
Key. You're right.
and then but that's only for these devices. If that's the case, they needed to make that clear.
It's not Google branded then. Yeah, Stacey, you can order it on Verizon. And interestingly, Jason, the blue is still available there.
Oh, okay. I did read somewhere that there was some sort of a blue exclusivity through Verizon, even though I was able to order it on the store yesterday.
Yeah. Could you order the bigger one, the 128 gigabytes?
No. So as far as I can tell, they don't have that. I think it's only 32 in the blue.
Same at Verizon.